Hey, hey, good evening. Welcome to Tuesdays with Tish. Tonight's music is provided by Mini Producer. This one's called All My Life. If you're watching live, I want you to type live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. I'm Letitia Randolph. We're gonna get started here in just a moment because I got a 9:30 tonight. Woo! What a day. What a couple of days. I'm just getting back from Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, para ser exacto. I had a really good time with my family, and if you can't tell, look, my nose is peeling, and so is my skin, and all like sunburned. Guess that happens to us now. It didn't used to happen 20 years ago, but it's happening to people of a darker skin tone now than it didn't used to happen. I didn't have to wear sunscreen when I was little. What was that? I didn't even know what that was until I was an adult. I can't wait to tell you tonight. I promised that I was going to talk about being late. That's something that used to happen a lot for me. Now less. Sometimes still, but not like it used to. So I'm going to tell you tonight. So if you're watching live, type live. Let me see who's here. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. We still got about, maybe a minute or so in the song. Let some people come in. Who's going to tell me that they're here? I want to know that you're here. Please, por favor, me digas que estás aquí conmigo. I want to know. My daughter's looking at me crazy. Won't you make me some coffee, Mama, please? Please make me some coffee. See what happens when you say no? She literally fell down the stairs. Oh, pobrecita. Help me. Make me some coffee. Yeah. Okay, no one's telling me that they're here, but that's okay. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Oh, I need to find something. Or this is still playing in the background while I'm doing that. Good, 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 good. There's something I'm looking for. I don't know where it is exactly, so I'm going to try to find it real quick. And then we'll be ready. Well, I got two people hanging in here with me. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. I actually prefer my beautiful, my Hello Beautiful cup. You guys, thank you for sticking in here. Hey, girl, I see you. All right, I'm going to look for something real quick so I can tell you. And then we're going to get started so that you're, oh, they have one person left. That's okay. They'll be back. You can watch the replay. If you're watching live, leave me, yes, hello, Jamie. Jamie's here with me. I'll talk to you, Jamie. Okay.
How do I do this one again?
Same way you've always done it. Okay. Here we go. Well, okay, here's everybody. They're back. All right, I'm looking for there's a scripture for that. Oh, look at that. I don't like that one. No. Maybe I won't have a scripture for that this week. Oh, that's the one I wanted. I found it. Okay. All right. Good. The song is over. Let's get started, everybody. Welcome to Tuesdays with Tish. My name is Letitia Randolph, thus the Tish, right? I really do like to be called Letitia, but it's Tuesdays with Tish because that sounds good. Alliteration is good for marketing. I am the mother of three, the wife of one. I'm a business owner. I help people with legal and identity theft protection. My husband has a t-shirt business. It's called Righteous Attire. Check him out, righteousattire.biz. I am a Toastmaster, so join us if you're looking to improve your leadership or public speaking skills. We got you. And you can join from anywhere because we're virtual. Thank you. You love me. My daughter made me coffee. And then I am a church leader as well. Join us if you're here local, or you can join us on Facebook. Center of Hope KC, baby, the best church in the whole wide world. Yes, yes. I bet everyone says it about their church. Maybe. I know I say it about mine. But let's get started tonight. I want to give you, there's a scripture for that. And then I'm going to tell you the dangers of being late and how to shift out of it. And I only tell you from experience. And I'm not perfect at it yet, but I've gotten way better. Okay. All right. Today's scripture, there's a scripture for that. It's Proverbs 6 verses 9 through 11. You ready? It says, How long will you lie down, O sluggard? When will you arise from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Your poverty will come in like a vagabond, and your need like an armed man. That's it. Oh, there's more. Look, she's laughing at me. Proverbs 6, verses 9 through 11. It's also in Proverbs 24. And I don't know what version that is. I Googled it because I was rushing around today. Same thing. Proverbs 24, verses 33 through 34 says the same thing. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Then your poverty will come as a robber, and your want like an armed man. Same as like that, vagabond. So same thing. That is about really being slow and just sleeping and not really keeping up like you're supposed to. And I'll see if I can find another scripture about it later, but that's one I found today. So there's a scripture for that. Today's tip is make sure you give yourself enough time. Today's tip is make sure you give yourself enough time. I think that's the biggest reason that people are late. People like me. I used to be known for being late, and I'm trying not to get back to that reputation by being early. That's the other thing. When you're thinking about being late, like I did for so many years, hey, Mona. One of the problems was I kept focusing on not being late instead of focusing on being early. So you have to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. And today's tip is give yourself enough time. Why are we late? Because we didn't give ourselves enough time. Enough time to get ready, enough time to eat, enough time for traffic, enough time for problems with traffic, enough time to forget something and have to go back home. We didn't give ourselves enough time. Now, my father was really good at being on time. My mom too. He would get to work half an hour early. And he was telling me even way back in the day, hey, you need to give yourself some more time, enough time for all the problems to happen. So give yourself enough time. Well, let me tell you about the dangers of being late. I learned the lesson twice, the hard way. And there's probably some other things some other examples that I learned it through that I don't remember at the moment, but I remember these very two distinct moments. I was going to meet a friend for coffee at McDonald's. And at this time, I think Michael was a baby. So he's 7 now. So it must have been about 5 years ago. And I was going to meet her there. We're going to bring our kids, and then we're going to play at the play place, and we were going to drink coffee and just chat and just hang out. Well, Michael ended up having a blowout. You know, that's what babies do. He had a blowout, so I had to change his diaper and do all these things. And my friend was waiting for me. And I failed to let her know that I was changing Michael and trying to get him ready. And the next thing I knew, I had a text from her. And she said, hey, and she knew. And this wasn't the first time. This was I don't know, the gazillionth time that I'd been late, whether it was 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, however many minutes it was. And she said, listen, and it was a long text. I'd have to find it, and I'm not going to read it because it's hers. But in short, it said, hey, listen, I have to set a boundary here. I respect my time, and I need you to respect it too. I'm leaving. That was the worst feeling. Number one, to make her feel like I didn't respect her time. Number two, to be the one that didn't respect the fact that I didn't care enough about time, and that I had her waiting there, which is rude. And it was almost like that's my friend should wait on me, which is disregarding her. And she said, I have to set boundaries. I have to leave. And I was like, no, I was changing Michael. And it didn't matter, because if I had given myself enough time, I would have had a cushion for that blowout. And then I wouldn't have been as late, and maybe I would have only been 5 minutes late instead of however much later I was if I had given myself more time. That was a problem for me for a very long time. I was late to church, and my friends would be like, what is it, Letitia? What do you need to do? And I just, in my mind, there's this excuse that was like, that I don't know. I think it's just me. That's just how I am. I'm just late, right? Hey, Roz. And it wasn't. It was just that I wasn't giving myself enough time. I was doing like that scripture said. I was being a sluggard. I was sleeping longer than I needed to. I should have got my butt up. And I wasn't, because I like to sleep. I think it makes you smarter. But I could have went to bed earlier so I could have gotten more sleep. But it was a very hard lesson. And from that day on, I was much better with time with that particular friend. And it put a little staple in my mind about me needing to work on that. The second time was similar. There was this gentleman that I was meeting that was a prospect for my business. And the first time we were supposed to meet, I had an aunt that was very sick and I needed to go and help them get the will done and all these things. And so my pastor had asked me if I could come, and that was really priority considering her condition. So I had to cancel. And I said, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to be able to make it today because I have an aunt that's really sick and I need to go and do some things that are very urgent. And he understood. But the second time, I was late and it was my fault. I didn't give myself enough time. And I sent him a little text and I was like, hey, I'm going to be there. I'm about 10 minutes behind. And he said, the last time, I made an exception. And then this time you're late and the same thing. You don't respect my time. I'm leaving. Right. And these are probably a couple years apart, these two instances. And this cost me money because he could have been a team member. He might have decided to have the membership or anything. And he says, I'm leaving now. And I said, I'm so sorry. I'm going to be there in just a couple of minutes. And he didn't care because he respected time. He took time very seriously and I did it. And he left. And I think I ran into him again one day. I said hi or whatever, but we never did get to have that meeting. So I lost an opportunity because I was late. Those were horrible feelings. And to have the reputation of being late doesn't feel good either. And it's not cute, to always be the one that's late. I remember the family members that were always late. You tell them, hey, the barbecue starts at 5 when it really started at 7 so they could be there, and they still were late. It was like, how are you still late? We told you 2 hours ahead. They probably knew that we were messing with them and telling them this other time, but it really doesn't serve us. What happens when we're late and we have the reputation of being late? It shows that we don't respect other people's time, which is rude, which means it's all about me. And I don't ever want to be that person where I'm selfish. It also says that I can't trust you. If we set a time a set of time, and we say, hey, let's meet at 3, and I get there at 3:30, that means you can't trust me with your time. And if I say, hey, it's only going to take 10 minutes and it takes 55, you can't trust me with your time. That's not good. We want people to know, like, and trust us. Shout out to Kyra LaJune. That's my friend. She was talking about people knowing, liking, and trusting us. Well, in order for them to know, like, and trust us, we have to keep our word. So if we said we're going to be there at 3, we really, a minute or two is not like so bad, but really we should be focusing on being early. And the problem is that we don't give ourselves enough time. That's the biggest problem. We don't give ourselves enough time for all the things that could happen. And so I had to learn that, and I've gotten better. Like, I'm really proud. We went out of the country and we left the house at like 3:15, 3:20, because our flight left at 6:30, and it was an international flight, and you're supposed to be 2 hours ahead of time. We gave ourselves plenty of time to park, time to get our bags, time to wait for the bus that comes, and you have to call the bus, and the bus comes and picks us up and takes us to the airport, and then we get in there, and I was so tired because I don't like getting up early, but we were 2 hours early. We did all of I'm really proud of this, all of our check-in the night before, all of our little forms we had to fill out to go into Mexico, and we didn't have any issues. So what happens when you're on time or when you're early? You reduce stress. You can relax. Maybe if you forgot something, you have time to go back and get it. You ever been so late, you're rushing? You're putting yourself more at risk. It's dangerous if you're rushing, because I'm gonna tell you what happened to me today. You're rushing and you're trying to get somewhere really, really fast, and you can get in an accident. Then you're mad because the traffic is slow and the people in front of you aren't moving fast enough, like it's their fault. It's not their fault. It's your fault. It's my fault. It's our fault because we didn't give ourselves enough time. And if we had have given ourselves enough time, we wouldn't even have to stress or worry. So really, if you know it takes 20 minutes to get somewhere, you should give yourself double that time or more so that you can relax, so that you can reduce your chance of being in an accident or being stressed, because stress is not good for you either. It raises the blood pressure, right? And so we just have to make sure that we're on time. So I'm so proud of myself because we were there early. We got there on time. And even when we came back, Naomi had left these pictures that we paid $160 for in the room, and I had to go back and get them. We still had time because we were early getting on the bus to go to the airport from the resort. But today, I made the mistake of not giving myself enough time when I went from another appointment and I went shopping to buy groceries because I didn't want to eat out this week. I wanted to make sure that I was eating in the house. And so I'm shopping, and I made the list before I went in. And I had it perfect too. I did produce, and then I came around to the shrimp, and then to the meat, and down to the all the outer aisles where you're supposed to go. And I came all the way down and got the milk and the yogurt, and came around and got the cereal, and just kind of knew my way around, had it all lined out. It was perfect. But it took longer. I didn't give myself enough time. And guess what happened? I had to be on a call for another state with like 70, 80 people as a presenter tonight. And so I'm at the store rushing. My phone dies. I can't tell what time it is. I have all this food in my cart, like overflowing cart. The lines are long when I get up there. It's like every time I turn, hey, what time is it? What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? Getting the time from all these people. I get into the line, and I'm like, man, this is going to take too long. I'm going over to the self-check, which is taking longer because you got to do it yourself, and the bags aren't working and all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I can't be late because they're not going to trust me if I'm not here on time, right? So I'm getting all my stuff. I'm putting it in. I am like sweating and putting all the stuff in. And I say, hey, Rod, my friend that's at the front door, can you grab me another cart? I get the cart. I'm putting all my food in, all this, and all these great things like berries and fruit and vegetables. I'm doing good. I got good stuff. I was so proud of the meat so I could cook all the stuff, right? I get that all done. I'm rushing, I'm paying, and then I'm like, I gotta hurry up and get out. It's like 5:45, 5:47. So I'm rushing out to the car, and I'm putting all this stuff in there. I'm almost throwing it in like it doesn't matter because I have like 10 minutes to get to the house so that I don't miss this call. I get home, I pull in the garage, I tell the kids, hey, get all the frozen stuff, put it in the freezer while I do this call, but don't make a bunch of noise. Don't make a bunch of distraction behind me. We'll get the rest of the stuff later. I get on the Zoom at like 2 minutes to 6. That's too late. That was stressful. Oh, it was horrible. But guess what happened? I finished the Zoom. I did the training. It was all done within an hour. It went really well. But I didn't know where my phone was. And I was like, where's my phone? I thought I put it in here. And I even checked the basket when I left. I was like, okay, it's not in there, so it must be in the car. Yeah, I left my phone in the other cart. Why? Because I was rushing. I was rushing and give myself enough time to even be able to think. And the phone is in the cart. Well, those phones are expensive. These phones, I have it now, but these phones are expensive. That's $1,000 gone for no reason. Oh no, all my stuff's on there, all my text messages, my phone numbers, everything. You know how it is. Pictures, everything's in there. I'm like, oh no, I left my phone. So I'm trying to figure out where it is. It was my fault because I was rushing. So I went back to the store prayerfully. I was like, God, I figured that I left it in the other cart because I switched carts. It was laying flat where the baby sit. And I went in there. To make the long story short, they had it. It was in the drawer and I got it. But I could have avoided that if I had given myself more time. Maybe I should have waited to go to the store until later when I had enough time to do it, or maybe cut that short and not, you just keep your charger with me so I can see what time it is. It was horrible. But the dangers of being late, people not trusting you, you being stressed, giving yourself more of a cause for an accident. So how do you get out of it? Because I gotta go. I got something I have to be on time for. I have to be early for. Well, the first thing is focus on being early, not on not being late. I don't want to be late. No, I want to be early. Focus on getting there 10 to 15 minutes early. So there have been a couple of times I've been an hour early because I thought I was doing really good. I was way early, which was great. It's better than being late, right? Focus on being early. Give yourself enough time. Do you know how long it takes you to get ready? Like for real, not what you think. Do you know how long it takes you to get ready? It's different for everybody. Some people can do it in 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Some take 20, some take an hour. Don't lie to yourself. Give yourself the real time. It takes me this much time to get ready. So I need to make sure I give myself that much time with a cushion so that if I'm missing something, if something's not where it's supposed to be, that I can find it. Do you know how long it takes you to get to the place that you're going to without traffic? Then you need to give yourself double that time. Don't give yourself the crunch. It only takes 15 minutes to get there. Don't give yourself 15 minutes. You have to give yourself more time. What if there's an accident? What if you forget something? What if you make a wrong turn? And even if you do, you'll be less late than if you don't give yourself that extra time. So do you know that time frame? Do you need to get some stuff ready the day before because you're rushing in the morning trying to do all the stuff at once? Don't do that. Get it stuff like we did for the airport. I had stuff ready the night before. I had my check-in. I had all the stuff so that I could, because you can't afford to miss an international flight. Man, that's taking away my vacation time. Then the other thing I think gets us as people who are recovering from being late is we think that we can do little things on the way. Oh, let me wash these dishes real quick, or let me do a fashion show in the morning and try all this stuff on. You need to do that fashion show at night. You can't wash the dishes before you go. I'm gonna just vacuum real quick. I'm just gonna, no, if anything in your mind, you say, let me do it real quick, don't do it before you leave. Give yourself enough time, give yourself enough cushion so you can overcome. And you have to really, really be honest with yourself about your habits. If you are a person like me that's recovering from being late, I want you to take notes. If you're working on getting there on time and you end up being late, take notes on what made you late. What made me late this time? What should I have done differently? And do what we call in business world a plan, do, review. I said I was going to be there at this time. I ended up being here at that time. Where did I go wrong? And start reviewing yourself and figuring out what it is that you need to do to get better. Find someone to help keep you accountable. My cousin Tisha, my first cousin on my dad's side, she kept me accountable, and I was on time for a certain number of things, and she sent me a $25 Starbucks gift card. Hey, so celebrate. If you're getting better and you're less late than you were before, celebrate. And then plan, do, review. What did I need to do? What shouldn't I have done? Where did I get caught up like I did today at the grocery store? Dang, that could have cost me a whole phone rushing. Okay, so just be aware of yourself and start working on being better. Let someone know that you're going to be better, and tell your friends, hey, I'm working on being early. Focus on being early. The founder of our company, Legal Shield, Mr. Harlan Stonecipher, he says, if you can't be on time, be early. So that's what I have time for tonight, so I can be on time for this next thing I'm getting ready to do. Please follow me, Tish. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter, but I don't tweet, so don't follow me there. I'm on Instagram. I'm Tisha Mommy. I'm on TikTok. I'm Tisha Mommy. I'm on Facebook. I'm Letitia Randolph. I think I'm the most popular Letitia Randolph on Facebook. At least I think so. What else am I on? Did I get them all? LinkedIn. Yes, of course, I have a professional profile on LinkedIn, so follow me. Share this if you found value. Let someone else know there's someone out there like me that's recovering from being late and getting better and better and better. I don't have that reputation anymore. It is not like it used to be. I'm so much better because I decided to work on it, and I hope you will too. Don't forget to check out my husband's t-shirt business. A lot of great non-cheesy Christian t-shirts, righteousattire.biz. We'll catch you next week, Tuesdays with Tish, 9 p.m. Central. Love you guys. Bye.